In this part of Loyalty Without the Bullshit, I want to show proof of life. Not the full production formula, not the full calculation model, not the part that should only be discussed under serious engagement, NDA, or client work, but enough to prove one thing. This framework is not abstract, motivational talk. It has mechanics. One example is the daily login engine. At the customer level, daily login looks simple. The customer opens the app, receives a token, sees progress, and later uses the token together with a purchase. But behind that simple experience, the system has to answer serious business questions. Is this behavior creating real digital traffic? Is the reward connected to actual customer value? Is the cost funded by net revenue? Can the customer extract value without buying anything? Can tokens be hoarded, abused, or double counted with points? Can finance audit the costs? Can product measure whether the module is actually improving retention, revenue, and digital ecosystem usage? That is why the daily login engine is not just log in and get free stuff. It is designed as a behavioral loyalty layer. In my framework, points and tokens are separated. Points reward transactions. Tokens reward consistency. But both must obey the same value discipline. Reward value must be connected to real customer value, not random generosity. That is where the unified value principle comes in. The reward system is anchored around a controlled net revenue return principle. In the framework, the same 5% value discipline used in loyalty currency design is also mirrored in the daily login token logic. So, the system stays consistent instead of becoming a messy collection of disconnected promotions. The important part is not only the percentage. The important part is the governance around it. Tokens do not become free money. Tokens are not redeemable in isolation. Tokens must be tied to a purchase. Token expiry prevents hoarding. Redemption structure prevents unlimited abuse. Scenario simulations test conservative, base, and aggressive redemption behavior. Dashboard fields track registration, tier evaluation, token movement, transaction linkage, net revenue, expiry, CLTV, and tenure. That is the difference between a gimmick and an operating system. A gimmick asks, can we make people open the app? A serious loyalty system asks, if people open the app more often, does that create measurable traffic, more communication opportunities, better purchase behavior, controlled reward costs, and stronger long-term customer value? That is why I built the daily login engine this way. Not to create addiction, not to bribe customers, not to inflate engagement reports. The goal is to create recurring, low-friction contact between the customer and the digital ecosystem, while making sure every reward cost remains bounded, auditable, and connected to revenue. So, when people say loyalty is just points, badges, streaks, or vouchers, I disagree. Bad loyalty is like that. Real loyalty has rules. Real loyalty has cost boundaries. Real loyalty has expiry logic. Real loyalty has redemption control. Real loyalty has KPI accountability. Real loyalty has audit trails. And most importantly, real loyalty does not only ask whether customers engage. It asks whether the engagement was economically justified. That is what Loyalty Without the Bullshit is built to prove. Not hot air, not decorative gamification, not engagement for the sake of engagement. A governed value exchange. Simple enough for the customer to understand, disciplined enough for finance to review, structured enough for product and marketing to operate, and strong enough to survive ugly cases like inactivity, abuse, refund risk, redemption pressure, and cost leakage. Because loyalty is not just about making customers come back. Loyalty is about making sure that when they come back, the value exchange still makes sense for both sides.